So I pop on the TV. I wanted to see what was going on with this fucking bill that might be passed by Friday, uh, July 4th. So it's crazy that all the Republicans that said that they're not going to pass this bill, not pass it, but they said aye for the bill to move forward. Now, the thing that they're doing now, which is going to take 15 hours to do, is read this bill. I don't even know why they're reading the bill, because the motherfuckers Republicans actually told you what the bill is going to be when they said they wanted to not vote for it. So they already know what's in the bill. So now they're reading the bill to make sure that if the bill is not correctly what they want to pass, it might have to go back. But they can set it back. But I don't think they're going to set this bill back. I believe this bill is going to pass. And Donald Trump is going to get his way. And it's sad because at first I already knew that they were going to create something that's going to absolutely harm the American public, Republican and Democrat. And I always want to know why people have not been talking about this. We've been worried about Puff Daddy. We were worried about the immigrants. They are putting blindfolds over the American people to make the American people not know what's going on. Now, this is the reason why I'm like, if you get into politics and you know certain things about what's going on, and then now you put a blindfold, even American people got blindfolds over their faces, thinking that this bill is not going to pass. This bill is going to pass because Donald Trump has every single seat. So he has very, very powerful influence on these people that elected him president. So his cabinet is going to say, well, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that, but they know they're going to do it because they're afraid of Donald Trump. They're afraid of Donald Trump kicking them out of whatever power they have now, or he might take something away from them because he's the president. I keep telling you, the president has no power the way he has power. He's not a king. He's a president. He's a speaker of the House. I mean, yes, he can run the military, but he can't run the military like everybody think he can. I keep telling people these bills are not passed just because Donald Trump is passing them. They're passing because he has seats. He has a lot of people that are in seats that can pass this bill. This bill is so devastating to the American people. It's crazy, dog. They're going to take everything from us, man. Everything. Food stamps, health care, things that we fucking need to survive, dog. I never knew a country that's supposed to be free. It's actually not going to be free anymore. You know what I mean? And the American people is not doing anything about this. Like, we're not standing up. Now, I know they just had a big-ass protest somewhere. Donald Trump, I think it's in Washington, I think, when they woke up and they found a whole bunch. Those around the world. Like, they're having protests around the world because they see that the American people don't do it for themselves. It's sad, yo. Why are people looking at us and saying, why the hell you got that man in office? This man is trying to cut off Canada completely to help us with food and other things that we get from Canada. And many other countries around the world, he's trying to cut everybody the fuck off. And American people don't care. They only care about how powerful Donald Trump's voice is. He'd never been in politics. First, when he became in politics, he was going to elect himself as a Democrat. Then he ended up being a Republican because a rich motherfucker say, no, come over here. And how can American people not care? He's going to take from the poor and the middle class and give back to the rich. This bill is crazy, dog. Little bit a limit of reading that bill is going to take everything from the American people that actually are sick. Just like Hitler did. I said this before. He's trying to do everything that Hitler did. Hitler promised his German people that he would help them and he would keep them safe. And what did he do? He killed most of his German people also during the war, and he starved most of his German people by giving them promises that he didn't keep. Just like he did when he went over there into them different countries and he promised that he wouldn't invade, and he invaded them countries. See, the American people got to wake the fuck up, man. You talk about Putin and Jiang. Why they keep bringing up Putin and Jiang? Who cares about them? We should be worried about our fucking selves. They run their country the way they run their country. We shouldn't be running our country anything like their country. But we're actually becoming a country like Korea and Russia. If you want to feel that these two people are bad people, so what about this motherfucker? This motherfucker's a pathological liar. He lies every day to the American people. And he wants you to believe everything he said. He's been lying ever since he became president. And before he became president, when he was a fucking sued by every motherfucking body, lost everything to taxes and shit, having all his business taken away, you know this man, something was wrong with him. Now, people can say all they want about Donald Trump, saying how great it is, but he's taking things from the American people. What's the funny thing about it is, right? It reminds me so much of people believing in God. They believe, people believe that if they die and they do good, they'll go to heaven, not go to hell. The Republicans think the same way of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump passed this bill, he won't go at the Republicans. He only go at the Democrats. That's what people think. These people really believe that Donald Trump is not going to touch the Republicans. He thinks they're going to touch the Democrats. He's going to touch the poor Democrats and the middle class Democrats. It's not going to happen. He told everybody that he's going to get his revenge on Republicans too, because what they did during his fucking birthday. Because he was really pissed about his birthday when the celebration didn't go the way he wanted to. And he blamed a lot of Republicans too for doing that. He is having his revenge from 2007 fucking team. When they impeached him during the time of the pandemic. He said he's going to get his revenge. And look what he's doing. If this bill passed, he signs his death certificate. That's all I'm saying. Because if American people don't wake the fuck up, they sign our death certificate. And American people probably don't care. Because people out there, like I said, people don't watch videos like this. They watch these dumbass videos that talk about dancing, partying, and all that kind of shit. And people get pranked and shit. Nobody's watching videos like this. Nobody cares. And I tell you, nobody cares about that bill until it pops in. And then you get a phone call or a letter that's going to say that you can't have your food stamps no more. Or your Medicaid is taken away from you. The hospitals are going to close. Everything is going to be what these war-torn countries are that don't have perfect governments. And now a lot of these other countries are trying to straighten out their governments because they see what Trump is doing with America. The 1850 law. They're trying to go back to the 1850s. Are you fucking serious? We're in the year 2025, and they're trying to take laws back to the 1850s. During slavery. Slavery still existed in 1850. So why the fuck are we going through this? Why are we going through this as American people? Why we haven't woken the fuck up yet? Why we don't see this man is trying to take everything from us? Everything. All these motherfucking presidents, all this motherfucking government for the last past 40-something presidents trying to fight to keep America the way it is without having one fucking war on this continent. From Roosevelt giving black people a chance to survive with food stamps, Medicaid, and all that kind of stuff to go over to be Democrat. Now we're going to war with a president that don't care nothing about the American people. And he proves it so many times. And American people don't care. Because all we do is just say, you know what? So what? We're just going to leave it alone. We got to start thinking that our family members are going to be the ones that are sick, are going to the ones that's going to die in front of us. All because they got things taken away from them. Food stamps. Anybody that need food stamps. And everybody's pissed off because their food stamps are going to be taken away from them. And they talk about, oh, well, everybody should work. Motherfucker, do you understand something? The food stamps were made for people that were sick. Not for people that were losing their jobs. They wasn't trying to give it to people for jobs. They were giving it to people that were sick, that actually needed, that couldn't afford food, or for their family members, which is children. They're going to take children's food stamps away from them. Fuck the adults. What about the children? They're taking the children's Medicaid away from them. What about the kids? Do y'all care anything about y'all kids? Y'all think y'all get free every fucking thing. They're going to take everything free away from us to force us to work for their companies. Their big name companies like Amazon and many other big name companies. We'll be working for them. So they're going to force us to find jobs that we can't even fucking work. And half the people are sick, can't fucking work. You got a lot of people that are mental, that are on depression pills, that people that have heart issues, people are going through diabetes and other diseases that they need Medicaid to actually survive. And you take that away from them, how are they going to get that through paying out of pocket knowing they can't work? And even if they get disability, they're not going to get that much because they might cut disability. That's fucked up. For people to survive in a country that's supposed to be free. And a country that we should be sitting up here don't have to be going through this shit. And you elect the president because you love the way his personality is and how he talks and speaks up. And this motherfucker's in there doing like he's working a business, taking shit from the American people. His people that he's supposed to protect. He's supposed to protect us. Not try to kill us. This bill is our death wish, dog. And they're in the Senate right now reading that bill. It's going to take 15 fucking hours to read a 1,000-page bill. So it probably won't pass. But it's going to pass by July 4th. We got a couple of days left until that bill passes. And it don't have to be cleared that fast because once it gets past this, it only do I think it's go to the Senate and something else. And once it goes to the Senate, they're going to pass the bill. The bill's going to be passed. And all these Republicans that said they wasn't going to pass this bill actually said aye. That means that they let this bill move forward, which they were trying to keep the bill from moving forward so it could go backwards so people could actually read it and look at it. But they already told you what the bill is all about. Because they don't want to say, oh, we're not going to pass this bill. This bill is going to destroy everything. It's going to take Medicaid away from people. It's going to do this to these kids. It's going to do this to these kids. These rich people don't give a fuck, dog. These are billionaires. These are people that are worth $300-something billion. These are the motherfuckers that are rich motherfucking entrepreneurs. They're rich. They don't care about the poor and the middle class. As long as they get their money, and as long as they get that tax break, they don't care. We're going to be sitting up there wondering why we're going through this. And we're going to start bitching and complaining, making videos like this, but we ain't going to do shit. If we don't do nothing by going down there and kicking them white motherfuckers' ass or rich motherfuckers' asses for what they do to us, that's crazy. These rich people know that we are struggling. Knowing that we can't find no jobs ever since the pandemic hit, it destroyed a lot of poor people. Which poor people were getting better before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit. It destroyed the middle class and the poor, but it made the rich richer. Because all the small businesses were closing, and everybody had to work for Amazon, eBay, Google. Everybody had to start working for them because we didn't have no money. So we had to fucking sacrifice ourselves for jobs that treat you like shit. And even though we're working for these small businesses, we wasn't making a lot of money, but it helped us move up. And help these big businesses become big, make these small businesses become big businesses. And we could be a family and a business that actually will help us grow. These big businesses don't give a fuck about us. All they want us to do is to do the same thing that we did in the South when we were slaves. They're trying to reverse the role of slavery again. But it's going to be the American people. It's not going to be just blacks. It's going to be every single culture that's going to be slaves. He wants to be a king. That's the reason why we had the Revolutionary War, is to not have a king. And now we're trying to, this motherfucker want to be a king. He wants to be Hitler. Hitler was never a king. He never even said he was a king. Hitler was way different. Putin's way different. Jong-un is way different. They run their country different than we run our country, but we're worried about them. Every time I hear Putin, every time I hear about Jong-un, why the fuck do we care about the motherfuckers? We got a man in office that's trying to compete with them in our own country. Then he's trying to save this bull that said, I fuck the one that has a war over there and our whatever the war is going on now. He's trying to save that motherfucker. He's threatening them if they don't drop the charges on him. He's not going to give weapons to that country. That's an impeachment, dog. You can't do that. He did that before with fucking, what's his name, of Ukraine. And that's why he got impeached. This motherfucker's an idiot. He don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's trying to impeach himself. But, like I said before, the people that elected this motherfucker don't see that he doesn't know anything about politics. And this is the reason why this is why 2020 happened and everybody got involved in politics and didn't know what the fuck they were doing when they got in politics. Because a lot of people say, well, I just got into politics. And yeah, you got into politics in 2020. Because you got into politics because you didn't want Trump being out of office. That's the reason why. And then when you came back, you really thought you knew something. You don't know nothing about politics. That's why I said, if you don't know nothing about politics, stay out of it. But people elected a president, they didn't even know nothing about politics, but said, hey, let's vote for this motherfucker because he's a great man. He's a great man. He knows how to talk. He got a great voice. He's not afraid of nobody. Why do you vote for presidents that have no fear? No country cared about this country. There was not going to be no war in this country. You start wars by picking with other countries. That's how you start wars, by taking shit. He's doing the same thing that he wants to do in 2020. He wants to pick with these countries. And he picks with the wrong countries. And now the American citizens got to be watching over our shoulders because he's fucking with these countries. And everybody talk about terrorism, Well, you fucking with these countries that do that shit. And now we gotta watch our backs, hoping they don't do nothing to us. But the American people are sitting up here on Google, TikTok, and all these such suits of these sites, dancing, laughing, giggling, thinking nothing fucking is gonna happen. Don't you know who president's in fucking office? You know who our fucking leader is, dog? Wanna be leader? He runs a fucking country. He don't run a city. He doesn't run a state. He runs a fucking country. He has a voice. This motherfucker's on Twitter in the middle of the night writing shit. This motherfucker's on TV talking shit about other people from other countries. Just because people say, oh, he's not afraid. Why do you have to talk about other people in other countries? What did these people do to you? You fucking with China. China has nothing to do with you. You want to tariff all them. You want to tariff Canada. You want to tariff all these countries. For what? Just because this country is not a working country? This country's lazy? Businesses don't want to stay here because this country don't have no money? All the rich motherfuckers that are here want to save their money and keep their money in their own pockets. They don't want to help the country because they're fucking cheap. But they'll go outside the country and spend money on these resorts and shit, but they won't spend their money on their own country. But they're blaming the American people for that. But you got to build jobs here. There's no jobs here. Nobody wants to come here. Now Trump is forcing other countries to not want to come here. Nobody want to come and make money here. You got a president that is so stupid. How can you take things from people? How can you take things from another country that built this country? You take things from China that we actually use from China. Most of the stuff that they make in China, they make here. It's for the United States. That's the reason why we struggle getting masks during a pandemic. Because the friendly neighborhood Donald Trump wanted to cut off China and sanction China. So China said, okay, since you sanction us like idiots, we ain't gonna send you no fucking mask. Which medication and medical shit comes from China. So the United States had to start making their own fucking mask. Which are very fucking unhealthy for the American people. Because we didn't know anything about pandemics. We didn't know nothing about masks. China did. Because China wears masks like every fucking day. For the past 200 years, they've been wearing masks on their fucking face. The United States haven't worn a mask ever since 1918. Ever since the pandemic flu outbreak. And probably the measles. But that was a few times. But that one time we wore a mask. That was it. And that was in 1918. The American people didn't know nothing about no fucking pandemic. Never been in a pandemic. But your president was an idiot to cut off China that made masks for America. Then, when we needed things for the heart, this motherfucker wanted to cut off China for that. And many other countries that were trying to help America build defibrillators. This motherfucker had to go and use a car company to build a fucking defibrillator. For people to make sure, I forgot there's something else, I forgot the one for heart monitor, whatever it was, that he wanted to build. He had to use a car company to build it. Because he cut off everybody the fuck else. Because this motherfucker don't know what the fuck he doing. He trying to save money to the country. He trying to make this country build gold mines and factories. Factories hasn't been in the motherfucking country in so long. We lost almost of our factories from leaving the fucking country because the United States has no money. Or we do have money, but you got these rich motherfucking rich cats don't want to spend the money to try to help build businesses in America to help people work. Because we lost all that in 2020. It's fucked up, yo. I had a like and they took my like away. I had a like and somebody took that away. Because YouTube does this a lot. Like I said before, when you speak the truth, nobody want to fucking hear it. When you tell a lie, everybody want to gravitate towards your live and shit. Like I told you, everybody likes a liar. Like I said, when I was younger, I used to lie all the time. I used to lie. I used to be a pathological liar. And I see, damn, if I was just lying today, I'd probably have friends. I'd probably be special. Because people don't care nothing about the truth anymore. This motherfucker lie to you on TV every day. Every damn day. Every day. He lies to his own Republicans. He lies to his own cabinet. Telling them he's going to do all this stuff for them. He's going to give them all this stuff. He did the same thing that Hitler did. He promised power to the people that followed him. He promised power to people that followed him. He took people golfing this morning. This motherfucker wasted taxpayers' money by taking his Republicans golfing. He does this every day. That's all he does. He talks shit and he goes golfing and he uses the motherfucking people's money that work hard every day. He's over there traveling to the golf courses. And he's sitting up there laughing and smiling with thumbs up, hoping this bill passed. And nobody's talking about it. I bet you on Facebook they're going to take my fucking post down because they don't want to hear it. Because all them rich aristocrat people, the rich and the poor should be talking about this and going out there doing more things to help us try to say, listen, we don't need this shit going on with us because we're already struggling. We don't have no money, no jobs, no housing. We got homeless everywhere. We got everything that's going downhill for us. And we're sitting up here just laughing it up, thinking nothing's going to happen to us because we got some man in office telling us lies every day. Because people like people that speak up. Why do you want a president that speak up? You want a president that actually protects your country. That's all you want. You want to protect your country from other countries that's going to go to war with you. And you want to keep this country rich. You want to keep the currency that's the #1 currency in the world. That's what you want to do. You don't want to have a president that's going to actually start problems with other countries, bullying other countries, and tell other countries their presidents are dumb and idiots. And then you attack your own fucking senators and your own government in your own country. And you try to use the military to attack your own citizens. Just because you don't like them protesting against you, or you don't like them that they don't like you. They ain't come to your fucking birthday parade. Or in 2017, they didn't come to your motherfucking, when you got elected, nobody came to your motherfucking inauguration. And you mad. Nobody likes you. You're the worst president of all time. And there's been 47 presidents. He's the worst ever. It's crazy. He has the lowest motherfucking popularity vote in history. And people still put that motherfucker in office. He cries, he complains all the time about everything that's not going his way. It's all about him. He talks about himself more than he talks about anybody. And if you attack him, he'll attack you. He'll attack you on Twitter. He'll take shit from you just because you're not liking him. What he did on that show, The Apprentice. He's trying to run the president office like he's doing the show Apprentice. He has his family in office. He has friends that he knew from the golf club in office. He got people that never ever fucking been in office. They've never been a politician that's in office, that's running a country, running the military. They had that big red button in front of him. He has a big red button in front of him. He has control of the nuclear bomb, dog. He can launch a nuclear bomb anytime he wants in another country. Because he doesn't like that other country. You see what he did with the war. He didn't get no type of telling anybody that he's going to declare war on another country. And look what he did over there. So he don't have to declare war or launch a missile. He think he can do anything he fucking want. That motherfucker's going to be hiding in a bunker once that bill passed. He's going to be hiding in a bunker somewhere because he's thinking American people will come out and start rioting. And I best believe if that bill passes, everybody on 4th of July is going to be coming out here doing some crazy shit. Because that bill is going to terrorize the American people for the next probably 100 years. That's going to keep us from having kids. We won't be able to eat, dog. Like, we are struggling with the food now. And people complaining about, damn, people took my food stamps away from me. This is what he was going to do anyway. He already told you in 2017 that he was trying to do that. Everything in 2017 he told you he was going to do, and he's doing it now. It's crazy, yo. Like, it's crazy. I'm pissed, dog. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because American people ain't doing nothing. American people ain't saying nothing. All we doing is sitting up here waiting for it to happen. Like, I'm watching this shit on fucking, I'm watching the Senate floor. I'm like, yo, dog, this is crazy. And you got these, Democrats are sitting up there trying their best to get this bill not to pass. But they can't do nothing about it. They can't stop it. Because Donald Trump has everything in his grasp, dog. He got everybody on his payroll. And this bill passes, it's going to sign the American people's death certificate. A lot of people are going to die. Sorry to say this is true. A lot of people are going to starve. A lot of kids are going to not be able to go to the hospital and get Medicaid for the poor that cannot go out there and get Medicaid. That's all going to be gone. People are going to actually struggle. We thought we're struggling now, it's going to be far worse. Everybody know gas is going up because of war. Everybody know houses going up. That's going to really go up. After this bill is passed, taxes are going to go up on us. The middle class is going to get, the rich is going to get their taxes cut. So they're going to get millions and millions of dollars back from the taxes. And we're going to get absolutely nothing. And we're going to need that money to survive. We won't be able to pay our rent unless you got the, they'll actually drop our rent and say, oh, we need to drop their rent. No, they're not going to do that either. They're going to make the rent higher. They're going to fucking make the poor actually be homeless. There's a lot of homeless people out there. There's a lot more homeless people than people that have homes across the country. And we're going to be one of them. Because we're going to let this man do whatever he wants. Like I told you, Hitler started his people at the end of the war. He's trying to do the same thing to us. Because we won't bow down to him. People will tell you, if you're going to bow down to somebody, make sure you bow down to him for a reason. You're not bowing to him because he's God, because he's not God, he's not Jesus, whatever. But people really believe, oh, he's a Christian. This motherfucker doesn't believe in God. He doesn't care nothing about religion. He even said it, that he's not a Christian. He's a Protestant. He said that on fucking national TV. And Christians still voted for that motherfucker. Think he's going to save the fucking world. Like he's going to save the continent. He wasn't going to save this fucking continent. This continent been going through shit for the past 47 presidents. What do you fucking think he's going to save this continent? He ruined the American people's trust. And American people still trust this motherfucker. There's people out there still believe in this motherfucker. For what? He lies to you every day. He tells you the same bullshit over and over again. He doesn't even stay on the same conversation. He'll skip a conversation to be on something the fuck else that has nothing to do with him being on stage and on TV. He's going to be talking about a bill. This motherfucker's doing some other shit about golf. Or he's talking about some man in another country. Or he's talking about some woman in another country. He doesn't care to stay on... He never stays on the path of the subject that he's supposed to talk about when he's on stage. People have to correct him half of the damn time. Or he'll ignore different reporters that are out there. He's like, oh, news is a lie. I say, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, right? Donald Trump, you lie worse than the news do. You lie worse than the news do. You lie every day to the public people and make people believe that you are going to do something for this country and save this country, which we wasn't looking for no fucking savior. I don't know why we were looking for a savior. We were just looking for somebody that actually can help the economy, can straighten out the economy, help us find jobs, give us a little bit more money so we can work and feed our children and have good homes. No, we didn't look for no fucking person to come in here and take some shit from us. And that's what he's fucking doing. And everybody didn't say, oh, well, Harris, who gives a fuck about what Harris wanted to do? Harris is not the president of the United States. Stop talking about the Democrats. Leave the Democrats out of this. Because the Democrats don't have a president in office. You got Donald Trump in office. The Republicans are in office now. Leave the Democrats out of this. Everybody wants to talk about how the Democrats did this. That was years ago. Democrats are not in office. It was a year ago. The Democrats were in office a year ago. They're not in office no more. Harris is chilling at our crib. Obama's chilling at his crib. I don't know where the fucking Biden is. He's probably in a hospital somewhere. But he's probably chilling at his crib too. And he's not even he's probably laughing at the American people right now. Like, you should have voted for me. Or he is actually probably pissed off that the American people allowed this motherfucker to be in office this long. But we, as the American people, don't think for ourselves because, like I said, it's a newer generation. The older generation, like, I'm figuring out, like, my generation shouldn't even vote this man in because my generation has his reason to like people that are tough. I don't know why. We're not built for tough at all. This country's not built for tough. We used to be. But we're not built for tough. We are a weak-ass country. And we put a man in that's really fucking making our country weak. And everybody's laughing at us in other countries. And don't understand why we put this man in office. You got other countries that's trying to fix their government. We're destroying our government. And then we're trying to blame Putin and John Woo for what they're doing in their country. We should leave them in mind, and we should mind our own business and try to get this motherfucker out of office. That's not worried about them motherfuckers. They ain't worried about us. China's not even worried about it. They only worried about how they want to know why a country like us is so stupid to tell them that we don't want nothing from them no more. Then we do the same thing with Canada. Oh, Canada like, damn, okay, keep on taking them terrorists. Yeah, them ports is going to be paying a lot of motherfucking money in America because this is what I mean about American people don't know nothing about politics. Y'all don't know nothing about terrorists. Y'all know the terrorists are not paid by the motherfuckers over there in China. It's paid by the American ports. We pay the terrorists, dog. None of these countries pay terrorists. We pay the terrorists. So every time that motherfucker say something about terrorists, I'm like, yo, why the fuck you keep on touching the terrorists? That's the reason why America's not going to have no money, because of the terrorists. This is why businesses don't want to have nothing to do with America. Because they won't be able to bring their businesses here because the tariffs is going to be so fucking high. So they won't be able to start their business in America. So they'll leave somewhere and go to somewhere else where the tariffs is a lot cheaper. So we're losing businesses coming here because of the tariffs. The multi-trillion-dollar companies won't touch this country because of that dumbass motherfucker that's in office. But y'all voted for. But y'all putting off, I tell people, why vote if you're going to put a dumbass in office? You might as well put a dog and a cat in office. If you're going to vote for this motherfucker, put him in office. You might as well put some motherfucking chalkboard in office. Because he's an idiot. I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. I can't stand that man, dog. I can't stand him. I don't even know why he's there. Why? Why is he there? Why did they miss? Or somebody that know how to talk. He doesn't know how to talk. He stutter. He doesn't know how to speak to the public. He don't know nothing about anything except running a business. That's all he knows. He got $300 million from his dad to start his business. He borrowed money from his father. Probably never paid him the fuck back. But he borrowed money from his father to start his own business. And he lost it all. And he got sued in the process by all foreigners that he hates so much. That sued his ass. Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, blacks sued him. Then he wants to had the nerve to talk about black people, saying black people should not even be working for him. He wouldn't even hire black people to work in his hotels, dog. And he said black people shouldn't be counting his money. And then he got foreigners treating them like shit in his hotels, and the foreigners quit and sued him. And all y'all motherfuckers believing that he hates foreigners just because they're coming in here illegal. No, this motherfucker always hated foreigners because they used to work for him. He used to hire fucking foreigners. He used to hire illegals. If you don't believe me, you can look that shit the fuck up. He used to hire illegals to work for his hotel so he could pay them fucking cheap. Or you don't have to pay them at all. And y'all still believing that he hated immigrants because they're coming over the border. Motherfucker, people are coming over the border for over 300 fucking years. And all of a sudden people care. 300 fucking years that people be coming over this border. Ever since they built the border, the Mexicans built the border wall. And the Americans just refurbished it. Because they were trying to keep the Americans out of fucking Mexico. After they invaded Mexico, which they don't fucking talk about. And the fucked up thing about it is that this border wall is such this thing that people care fuck about. We don't, half of the motherfucking country don't even live near the border. It's in fucking Texas, all the way down Canada, down Florida. Most of these motherfuckers that are talking this shit about the border wall don't even live nowhere near the border. Don't know nothing about the border. They don't even know when the border was built. They don't know why people are coming in through the border. And how Americans are leaving and going through the border to go to Mexico to escape, doing shit here in America. But they don't talk about the immigrants that leave America and go into Mexico. They don't talk about that. A lot of millions of people going into Mexico right there at the border, Americans, diddly-daddling all the way to Mexico because they're selling drugs and, deporting drugs back and forth from Mexico from America. They don't talk about that shit, do they? They don't talk about the things that America's been doing for the past 300 years. Through slavery, treating black people like trash, treating immigrants like trash, going through the process of not being immigrants. Remember, Americans wasn't immigrants at first. They were all immigrants to the Native Americans until they took the country from the Native Americans. Remember that. But people don't want to remember that shit. Who used to own this country before the immigrants came here, which they were white Europeans. Which the England didn't want them because England thought the motherfuckers that came over here from America were idiots and illiterate. And most of the people that were in the South that had slaves were mostly non-educated motherfuckers. And then when they had slaves, which they had slaves for at least about 200 or 300 years, now you thinking like this man is going to actually care about people. No, he doesn't care about nobody. He cares about the rich. He wants to give back to the rich. He wants to take away from the poor. How Robin Hood used to try to give to the poor by taking from the rich. Now the rich is taking from the poor. And now Donald Trump is going to give back to the rich billions of dollars. Billions of money that is ours. and take that away from us, from all the free shit that we can get to help people that are sick, which we deserve to have. Why does the sick have to work if you can't work? You can't have debt. Debt can't make money. The dead can't make any money. You're going to force people that are sick to work. They'll die working. This is the reason why you give these type of, bills to help the people that are sick. People are so angry at people getting something for free, but most of the people fucking work to get that far because people were having good jobs before they got sick. And then they had to leave their jobs. Like me, I had a great job. I had to leave my job. I didn't want to leave because I got sick. You can't blame that on me. I'm unhealthy. I couldn't work. So now I got disability. These motherfuckers sitting up there like, oh, you get free money. So the fuck what? If you worked all your life, you still get free money once you retire. It doesn't matter. People just hate the fact that if you're healthy, you got to go out there and do it. That was all was supposed to be. If you're sick and you can't do it, you can't do it. They shouldn't be able to force you to do that because you'll die. That's why they gave out these health plans. That's why they're giving out free medication. They're giving out a lot of free shit so people can live. But now they're taking that all away from us. So you're going to see like 50 million people die. You're going to see a lot of children in hospitals. Or maybe they might want to go to hospitals. All the hospitals are going to be closed. All the little chains of little medical chains are going to all be closed. We won't be able to go to the hospital and get ourselves checked out, but we got to pay out of pocket. So we're going to be pulling out them credit cards and the bank cards are going to pay off our medication. That's going to be hundreds of dollars. People don't understand how much medication costs, dog. Medication is so expensive. For one little pill, it's like $100. Especially if you need a pill to help you get through a day. That's like $100. And people are dying for these pills, And it's a shame, man. Like, now people are going to have to do more harder drugs to try to keep themselves alive. The drugs that they never taken before, they're going to have to take over-the-counter drug medicine, which they're not going to help them with their health problems. Because now, people won't be able to afford their medication, so they'll have to go out and buy, like, Tylenol or Robitussin that's not going to be fit for their medication. That they have to take a harder medication, which they can't afford. Because this idiot is going to take all people's insurance away. And medical shit away from us. All in this bill. And people are not reluctant to say, hey, I should have never voted for him. I should have thought my way through. People didn't think their way through because they love the way the man present himself as this wannabe thug life nigga that's not a thug. And he's afraid of people. He's afraid of his own public. How do you fucking hide during an impeachment? You had this big ass gate built in front of the White House so nobody could get into the White House and come and get you. And you hid in your bunker for a whole few days. He's going to do the same thing once this bill passed. You won't see Donald Trump for a long time. Because that motherfucker's going to be hiding. All the Republicans are going to disappear. They're going to disappear. And a lot of people that vote Republican are going to disappear. Or they're going to be afraid to go outside because they know people are going to be looking for them. And I'm just being honest. If this bill passed, this shit is putting a lot of pressure on motherfuckers. The Republicans and the Democrats. But the Republicans got more pressure because the man that you voted in as a Republican is going to put you in harm's way. Now everybody's going to change. Oh, I should have changed my vote. Can't do that now, dog. The man's in office. The man can't get impeached probably until next year. And everything that he's going to probably try to get out of the way before he gets impeached. But another Republican is going to be president. Because if he gets impeached, you got the other motherfucking idiot that's going to be president. So it's not going to be a revolving door. It's not like it's going to be a Democrat being elected. No, it's going to be a Republican. It's going to be another Republican being elected. It's going to be motherfucking his vice president. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because they said the next 20 years, it might be Republicans being presidents and in seats. So we're going to be looking at these Republicans all for the next 20 years unless we leave the fucking country. And I tell people all the time, we should have left this country a long fucking time ago. When Trump got in office the first time, we should have been packing our fucking bags and leaving this country. And once he got reelected, we should have packed our bags and we should have left this fucking country. Regardless if you say, oh, we can't go to other countries because other countries won't accept us. Motherfucker, right now, we should leave because this motherfucking country is not accepting us. We should leave and go somewhere, at least to Alaska, Australia, maybe to Canada, that actually are inviting people to come in, go to Africa. Even people say, oh, I don't want to go to Africa because Africa won't accept me. Nigga, fuck this. Fuck that. If you want to get out of a country that's actually turning into a motherfucking, hey, Korea, why don't you leave the country? What you missing here? You ain't missing shit. All you doing is seeing the same motherfucking faces that's going to have you fucking have no food, no Medicaid, no nothing. In the next 20 years, these motherfuckers going to be in office. We might as well leave while we can. And leave and get out this country and find our little own island or something. Or maybe go to another country and start all over the fuck again. What's wrong with that? I wish I had the money. I wish I had the money to get the hell out of here. Because this country's turning into fucking a big ass prison. Next thing you know, you're going to probably take all our rights to leave the country. He might build a big border wall around the whole United States. And keep Americans from leaving the country. He might actually do that shit. He already wanted us to get an ID, to have a passport on that motherfucker, so he could control us from leaving the country. And we got to actually get that, because I believe he's using that because of immigration. Now, if you probably don't have that, he probably can lock you the fuck up. I don't know. I don't know why we need a new ID, but it's for a passport. So he's talking about immigration put on top of a fucking ID, which everybody has to get. It was signed in by law. See, poor people don't have no money to change laws. So we're stuck. So we can't have voices. Like, we could go out there and protest, but that's the only voice that we have. We don't have no billions to actually say, you know what, we need this law changed. We need this law changed. We don't have money. We're broke. So we're sitting up here scrambling and scounging for money. Now we're going to end up being thieves now. We're going to end up doing shit to get money. To feed our kids, to feed our families. We're going to have to do the crime. Because that's all we're going to have to do, because we won't have no money. We won't have no food stamps. Our Medicaid is gone. We will be out in the street, homeless. People think they can't lose their fucking homes. You can lose your homes. This motherfucker's on the verge of taking things from us that our families fought for hundreds of years. And maybe us fighting for us to work and going out there and look for jobs every day or getting a job. And he's going to take all that away from us. All because he wants power. And he thinks his power is more important than everybody else's power in this country or around the world. He wants to make other countries look stupid and say, hey, other countries, follow me. Look what I'm doing. This is how you run a country. That's not how you run a country, because we're not in the 1800s. We're not in the 1700s. We're in the year 2025. He's not a king. He should be trying to run this country like he has royalty all around, like he has all these motherfuckers that are coming to his kingdom and bow down to him and giving them free shit. No, it doesn't work like that. We live in a country that we have a president that's supposed to actually listen to us because we are his bosses. Because our taxpayers' money actually built this country. The backs of slaves and immigrants. So why the fuck are we working for this man? He think we work for him. We don't work for him. He works for us. But he's putting that crown on his head, and everybody sees he's trying to put a crown on his head, and people are labeling him as a king. They label him as a god. I be thinking most of these people be fake or being paid, because there's no way in the world you like this man. There's no way you see anything good about this man. Nothing. I don't give a fuck he's boisterous. I don't care if he's not afraid of nobody. It's something else that you can't like somebody because of that. It gotta be something the fuck else why you like this man. You can't say because about immigration, because immigration been around for so fucking long, and Obama, Truman, all of them dealt with immigration. You know what I mean? Obama took away, like, I forgot how many people that he took away from the continent, but it was something that he had to do because it was something that happened that he had to take people off the continent that were immigrants. But now you got other things going on from the 1950s and 30s where they actually had immigration. They did immigration thing. They did immigration there too. Now, why does Donald Trump have to do it? What is his infatuation with immigrants? I know, because he used to have immigrants work for him. He used to have illegal immigrants work for him. He used to be that type of person that hated anybody that didn't follow his laws. his rules to the game, and he's doing the same thing like he's running an office in a business, like he's a CEO of a big major company, which is the United States, and he's ruining everybody's chances of getting back on their feet. Knowing we telling Trump, listen, raise the deficit of 725 an hour. Raise it. No, we're not doing that. So you're making people struggle to make money when it's still 725 an hour. Nobody wants to work for $720 an hour. How every other country around the world have their fucking, money up, and we're still stuck on 725? And it's been going on for like 40 years. And we're still stuck on 725. And he won't raise it. He said he's not going to. He don't think it's good enough to raise it. It'll mess up everybody, the taxes and shit. Motherfucker, you're trying to give tax back to the billionaires, dog. You're trying to give multi-billion dollars back to the fucking rich. And we're up here trying to get 725 to at least get $14 an hour. Oh, we can't get that? We can't get food to eat for our kids and better medical care and all that kind of shit from a president that's supposed to say, well, during his run, hey, I'm going to help everybody. I'm going to give everybody everything. Don't worry about it. When you vote for me, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. I'm not going to take that away from you. I ain't going to take that away from you. Yeah, all the poor blacks, I'm going to help y'all out. Motherfucker, you don't give a fuck about nobody, dog. Even the poor whites are even looking at, like, God damn, we were in the South making all this money, and now you were supposed to help us. The poor people in the South are not even being helped. Even the whites, poor, is not. Their food stamps are going to be taken away from them too. The poorest whites are going to be having their food stamps taken away from them because we elected. Well, I ain't elect nobody because I don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers' government. I don't give a fuck about these presidents. These presidents don't do nothing for this country at all. I mean, you could tell through the years of what we went through with all these presidents, and you could tell how they just got worse. But every time they talk about how they're going to do for blacks, how they're going to take care of blacks, how they're going to take care of this, how they're going to take care of that, us black people go running the polls. Because they say, we're going to help blacks. Okay, he said he's going to help us. Let's go to the polls and vote for him, even though he doesn't know nothing about black people and our struggles. The only thing they see is on CNN and Fox News of how we rob and steal and shit, that they always portray us as being thieves and murderers and other things. But they don't know nothing about a black household because the only thing they try to show it on TV as black people don't take care of their families and shit. But they forgot that we used to do these things until they start killing us off and taking shit from us to try to keep us in line. That's why they made laws for black people, like the Black Code, Jim Crow. All of them were all to keep black people in line. That's why they built prisons. Because most blacks are in prisons because they lock up blacks because they have to, because they fear us. Or it's not because they fear us that we're smart and we get together, we actually work together, we can actually build a kingdom, but we can't because all they do is turn us against each other, like they're doing every other culture now. Every other culture is turning against one culture because of one man telling you to hate this culture. Hey, hate the Mexicans, hate the Muslims, hate everybody else. Hey, okay, we'll do a great job doing that, Donald Trump. We'll do it for you, even though we don't know nothing about Muslims and we don't know nothing about immigrants. But we're going to still hate them just because you said so. Matter of fact, we should crown you as Hitler, because Hitler did the same thing to the Jews. Hey, hate the Jews. Okay. Germans, you got to hate the Jews. Okay, we will. Just because you said so, Hitler. Even though we don't know nothing about Jewish people, even though they make a lot of money, just like Donald Trump hates the Chinese and all them because they make a lot of money, and their businesses they make trillions and trillions of dollars in their country, and everybody fucking works in their country. Everybody works in their fucking country. They got the greatest education in these other countries. We don't have great education. We don't have great anything here. Our country is almost barren. There's only 300 million people in this country. 300 million. And people think there's a billion people in this country. It's only 300 million. So I'm trying to figure out where all these 200 and something million immigrants come from if we had that many immigrants, which is not that many immigrants here. And the violence that immigrants do really don't do any violence because America been doing violence all its time. The first person that ever came to this island, violence been happening that Americans has done. I was just watching the TV. I was just watching something about this white guy killing his family. He's American, killing his whole family for no reason. He's American. We go blame that on immigrants too, because that's what we do. We blame everybody else, but we don't blame ourselves. Like I said, this president blames everybody else, but he don't blame himself for the way this country is falling apart. And this country has been falling apart ever since not just 2026, not 2025, not 2017. It's before that. But everybody's seen it, but nobody cared. Everybody woke up the next morning saying, "Oh, this country is just great." When? When was this country ever great? This country was great back in the 1900s, when this country was actually starting to bring factories and people were actually working. You know what I mean? Actually going out there every morning. Men will go out every morning and try to get $1 or 25 cents. You know, even during the pandemic, during during the pandemic of the flu virus outbreak of 1918, people still came out and lined the lines to get food to feed their families. You know what I mean? Wasn't afraid to come outside to feed their families. You know what I mean? They had to be in a bunch together. They didn't know about viruses back then. They didn't know why they're getting sick. Like today, we know why we get sick, but we're afraid of the people that got sick. This is the reason why people fell off of this pandemic. This is why people don't like each other. People are against each other. There's a lot of racism, more racism than it was before the pandemic. Now it's more racism, it's more hate, it's more fear over something ridiculously, over a pandemic which nobody talks about anymore. Which the pandemic has passed, which nobody talks about the protests of Black Lives Matter no more, because everybody thought that was a sham. But this protest that just happened might be a sham too, because nobody talks about it anymore. It just disappeared. Immigration, the immigration protest was just a sham, and it just disappeared. Like, we always have these protests, and we don't keep these protesters going. Other countries do. They'll protest for years. They'll snatch their own president out of fucking office and throw him on the street and beat him in public. That's the fucking truth. It has happened to Mussolini. When they snatched Mussolini out of fucking whatever he was, and they hung him. And they paraded him down the street. They were trying to do the same thing Hussein. But the only reason why they didn't do it to Hussein, because the Americans got to him first. They're going to do the same thing to Bin Laden. They're going to snatch up Bin Laden, but they would have found him, and they would have walked him around all over the place, but the Americans got to him first. America got to him first. See, this is the thing. Like, these countries, like when Stalin wanted to catch Hitler, he said he didn't want Hitler dead. He wanted him alive. So he could parade him around Russia or around the world, say he's the one that caught Hitler. But he ended up killing himself. This is not going to happen in this country. We're not going to go and do the same thing they did, because, number one, we are afraid of what's going to happen if we do these things. Regardless of what we do it or not, we still should understand that this president is going to be in office probably for the next 3 years. If something happens to him probably before the 3 years are out, we don't know. But this is a shame. It's fucked up. I can't stand him. I hate that man. I hated him. I didn't even like him when he was an entrepreneur. And when he said in 1986 that he was going to be president of the United States, I'm like, oh man, it's not going to be true. But the man's the president of the United States. He made a promise, and he kept his promise, and now he's the president of the United States again for the second time. Don't know how we had to elect him twice, because people didn't like Joe Biden because Biden was old. It was because he was old. It's not because of Biden being this young, strong man. The man been sick all his life with brain problems, and he had surgery on his brain. And now, all of a sudden, people don't like him. Because, oh, we didn't like the things he passed. Motherfucker, he was the president of the United States that actually didn't have a fucking war that was so terrible, or things that were going on in the country that was that bad, except the pandemic. And no president will be able to deal with the pandemic, because people were dying. So the president can't deal with that. The president can't stop death. But this is the way we elect. This is the way we are poisoned. This is the reason why that they gave us a stimulus check, to keep us from knowing that this man is going to be president again. You know what I mean? Then you got this Puff Daddy thing, that Puff Daddy got released from prison. Now everybody's all excited about that and doing news on that, keeping us from this bill that's coming out probably by July 4th. That's going to ruin the American people and make American people actually make videos that's really going to be fucking devastating to people, because when they get them fucking letters in the mail, or get that call from wherever they get their insurance from, or wherever they get their food stamps from, and they say, well, we got to cut you the fuck off because you make this amount of money, or you got to find a job, even the sick is going to deal with that shit. I might have to deal with that shit. My homie might have to deal with that shit. That's crazy. How are we going to have to deal with that? People that need food stamps, people that need Medicare, like, they need that shit, and they're going to take it, and we're going to be thrown right out the street with no hospitals, no doctors, no Medicaid, no nothing, no medicine, no nothing. This is horrible. This is horrible for the American people. People should be thinking about this shit. And I know it's like a short week, because like the fourth is on Friday, so it's a short week. So this short week is gonna go past fast, and the bill's gonna pass, and people are not gonna even notice the bill being passed because they're gonna do something that's gonna make people not pay attention to the bill being passed. And when the bill's passed, people are gonna get letters, people are gonna get calls. Sorry, we gotta cut you off from your food stamps. Sorry, we gotta cut you off from your Medicaid. Sorry, we can't. And they're gonna hang up on you, or they're gonna say Donald Trump's name's gonna be signed right on the bottom of it, of the piece of paper. Because remember, once he signed that shit, his name's going to be signed on every single piece of paper that they send out to people. You're going to probably got to get a phone call from real people. You might get it from an automatic system that's going to tell you, listen, you don't got your food stamps no more. Sorry, you ain't got no Medicaid no more. Sorry, you got to pay out of pocket. Or that you need to find a job. Or you got to prove that you make this certain amount of money for order for you to get food stamps. Or they'll probably cut your food stamps sold to like $100 or $50. Because they already cut food stamps to 160 fucking bucks for people like me and many other people, $160, which we were getting like 200 something dollars. But they say, well, it's because of your disability. It doesn't matter. I should still be able to get 200 something dollars for food because I'm paying my rent and I'm doing my other stuff with my money. So my money's not going out for food. They should let you have money to be saved and give you food stamps to buy for food so it can separate your bills, so you can pay your bills and your rent, and you have food for your kids and your family, and you, if you're living on your own or you're sick, you should be able to have food stamps. They take that away, that's going to be the worst thing. People thinking that they don't need food stamps. Yes, you fucking do, because people don't have money in their bank account, and people are using their money to pay for bills. So once they take the food stamps away, now you got to use that money that you've been saving to buy food, and food is expensive. Eggs, bread, milk, all that shit is expensive. That's why people will probably say, well, I'll go out and go and buy some food from the motherfucking Poppy store. Poppy store is expensive. Chinese food is expensive. Buying hoagies or pizza. All that shit is because of tariffs. All that food shit that you buy at the fucking little restaurants and, you know, Poppy stores and stores like those are the tariffs raising them prices up for them goods. So every time you go into a store get a pizza, you're going to be paying a lot more for pizza than you paid before. Not $5, you're paying like $12, $13 for a slice. All because of the tariffs. But what this motherfucker has done for the last past 100 days, almost nearly 200 days, this motherfucker ruined this country in 200 days. But you voted for him because you wanted a powerful motherfucking man in office that was standing for the people. He ain't standing up for nobody except the rich. He's the leader of the rich crew. He's standing in front of them billionaires while the poor is sitting up there like, yo, Donald Trump, you're supposed to be over here helping us. No, I'm good. I'm good. What do we do to you? You ain't do nothing to me. I'm rich. Y'all poor. I'm gonna fucking destroy y'all. That's all you want to do. You want to destroy us, dog. That's crazy. Like I said, nobody cares about this bill. Everybody worry about other shit. You should be worried about this bill like a motherfucker. If that shit passed by the end of the week, we done. He's signing our death certificate, dog. If you don't believe me, go and watch YouTube. They're talking about it all over YouTube. They're talking about this bill. They're reading the bill right now. It's going to take 15 hours for this guy to read the bill. 15. He's reading a whole 1,000-page bill out loud, which everybody knows that all the Republicans know what the bill looked like because they talked about the bill on national TV and told everybody what the bill, what's in the bill, and what it does to the American people. And now they're the ones that say, you know what, fuck it. Since the bill's going to pass, we might as well pass it. So all these motherfuckers say they're against the bill that Republican actually are not against the bill because they're the ones that voted yay for the bill to pass to be read. Because number one, the Republicans didn't want the bill to be read. But they told them, we're going to read the bill. We have to read the bill. So they're reading the bill right now. You go on YouTube and watch that shit right now. They're reading the bill right now. And if this bill, and these dumbass motherfuckers sit there and say, oh, this bill's kind of nice. Hey, well, let the bill pass. We're all dead, dog. They signed our death certificate. Donald Trump is going to be smiling when he signed that bill. He's going to take 1,000 fucking selfies. He's probably going to post it all over his Twitter. Every Republican is going to post it. They're in his cabinet is going to post it. We got this bill to pass. And then I'm going to tell you something. Donald Trump is going to tell you the truth about the bill. Once it's signed, he ain't telling you the truth now, but he will tell you the truth about the bill, what that bill is going to do to the American people. And he's going to do it with a big-ass smile on his face. This time he's going to tell the truth. He ain't going to lie about it. He's going to tell the truth. He's going to be honest. He's going to come out and be straightforward, honest. Listen, let me tell you what this bill is about. I'm taking everything from y'all motherfuckers. I'm taking everything for the rich. I'm everything for the poor. And I'm taking everything for the middle class. And I'm giving back to my people. The billionaires and the trillionaires. The people that my father was and my mother was before I became broke. And I'm blaming all y'all American people for me becoming broke. And them immigrants, I'm blaming y'all too. Because y'all the motherfuckers that sued me. I'm blaming blacks. Because blacks sued me too. And I'm fucking coming after all y'all motherfuckers. Republican and Democrat. I'm coming after all y'all. So my rich friends over here are going to help me. Now you see why Elon Musk will say, you know what, fuck it, I might as well just leave. Because Donald Trump really started seeing Elon Musk seeing that bill. And Elon Musk like, why are you doing this? Why are you writing this bill out like this? Elon Musk be left because of the fucking bill. He didn't leave because him and Donald Trump got in an argument. They got in an argument because of the fucking bill that he had written out. That's why Elon Musk left. Because he saw the bill and he didn't like the bill. So he's like, yo, Donald, you can't do this to the American people. Because that's going to help, that's going to mess up the rich people trying to help get people to work for us. Because he know he needs the people that don't have anything to work. So we don't have nothing. Now we got to work for these big ass companies that Donald Trump is trying to bring in this country. And we start working for them, they're going to make a lot more money. If we don't work for them, they can't make money. So that's why Elon Musk left, is because of the bill that was presented to him. And he read the bill too and saw the bill was fucking nonsense. And he's like, I can't do this. I can't be along with this bill. And he left. That's why Donald Trump and him got in a fight. It's not because of Donald Trump and him and the car company. Musk don't worry about that shit because Musk got money. He's a multi-billionaire. You know what I mean? This motherfucker's a rich motherfucker. He's probably the richest man on the planet. But the thing about it is he don't worry about that shit. He's worrying about how the bill is going to set people back to the 1800s, back to the dark ages, nearly the dark ages, dog, where we had to struggle to make money. We had to do trade, or we had to struggle through all these different diseases, pandemics, shit like that they had to struggle through back in the 1800s. Then he's trying to bring that back, that kingdom back. Why? Why are you trying to be a king? Why don't you just be a regular fucking president? Do your 4 years, move the fuck on. Why do you have to have power for 100 fucking years? We don't need nobody with power. We need people that can protect us. And you don't need no power to do that shit. Because we have the military and the weapons that has power for it. We got the currency. So why the fuck do we need a man with a voice? When we have the currency sitting right there as the #1 currency in the fucking planet that's supposed to protect us. Because everybody needs our currency. Everybody needs us. We don't need them. But now we need them, and Donald Trump is getting rid of these people that we need. Thinking that we can do everything our fucking selves. We can't do shit ourselves. We don't work. We're constantly on our phones every fucking day. We're on the internet every day. What jobs are we doing? I'm done. I'm getting mad every time I'm talking. I'm getting more mad and more upset and more upset. I can't stand the way this country is built today, dog. This country is trash, man. I'm sorry to say it is, dog. It used to be so, you wake up in the morning, you go to work, come home, and you go to bed and do it again. Now, people are going to waking up, losing their insurance, losing food stamps. People are going to be nervous, dog, that they don't get that letter in the mail talking about they lost their food stamps and lost their Medicaid. It's going to be people nervous, dog. 50 million people. That's a lot of people. 50 million people could lose a lot of shit over a few weeks once that bill goes into play. A few weeks probably after that bill's going to go into play, and people are going to have things taken away from them. And it's crazy and it's sad that people don't care. They worry about Puff Daddy, they worry about all this social media bullshit, likes, comments, influencers, all that shit's going to be, it's not going to be worth anything anymore. Because we're all going to be all on the same boat. You know what I mean? It's crazy and it hurt because we didn't do nothing to this motherfucker. We didn't do nothing to Donald Trump. We didn't do nothing to him for him to do that to the American people. The American people didn't do nothing to Donald Trump. He has something against the American people. Why won't he tell us what he has against us? Except taking away things from us so we can understand why he's upset with the American people. It has nothing to do with other countries. He's fucking with the American people because he can do that because he got money. And he doesn't even have any fucking money. All his money went to his sons because he can't have money being a president. So all his sons and his kids have the money that he's supposed to be having because he's still a billionaire. Donald Trump is a billionaire. Even if he wasn't a president, he'll still be rich. But to have this power over the American people, and the American people are sitting up there looking like, God damn, like, when we ever going to have an opportunity to actually be free? Like, these other countries are struggling and doing what they're going through, but we're going through the same thing right now. But we're far off worse now because other countries are sitting there laughing at us. Like, yo, these motherfucking Americans are stupid as shit, dog. Look at them motherfucking dumbasses. They voted for that idiot-ass fucking president. Look at the shit they going through. And they talk bad about us. How we used to talk about, Africa. How Africa was poor. We used to make comedy about other countries and talk about how other countries are this and that. Now we're going through that shit. Now countries are laughing at us and making videos about us. It's crazy, yo. Hey, like I said, karma's a bitch, man. Karma's a sexy ass bitch. Karma's coming right after the American people. And I always believe this country's been cursed by the Native Americans and by the Africans. When the Africans were enslaved and when the motherfuckers came to invaded America, I believe in my heart that this country was cursed by them. They cursed the motherfucking European once they came to this land. And I think that we are dealing with that curse. And I always tell us African people, we were into that fucking shit. So I believe that happened. The Africans even cursed the land. The Native Americans cursed the land because it was their land. Even the Mexicans probably cursed the land. When they invaded Mexico, they probably cursed the land. They probably cursed Texas. They probably cursed California. That's why California has all the fucking earthquakes. That's why Texas is going through all that bullshit of having problems with the power outages and the fucking snowstorm that happened in the middle of fucking summer. That's all curses, dog. And that's why we're going through these hurricanes and tornadoes and these bad weather storms and heat waves, all because of the curse. Because America was taken away from people that were already here. Knowing that the people that came here were immigrants to the people that were already here, and they took them, and then they go to another country that had nothing to do with their country, invaded, took the country away from them, and say, hey, you won't let us purchase the country, we're going to take it away from you. And that's what they did to Mexico. Mexico built the wall. We call it came along, say, you know what, we're going to refurbish the wall to keep the Mexicans out. Why you going to keep the Mexicans out? Because Mexicans wanted to repurchase Texas, but they wouldn't let them repurchase Texas, so they built the wall to keep them out. Because Texas is the original home for the fucking Mexicans. But they didn't want them to have it. So they fucking kept it out. They kept it away from the Mexicans. Next thing you know, you got this fucking immigration bullshit. Attacking Mexicans. For what? Never will understand why we're attacking Mexicans. Because there are more fucking immigrants here than Mexicans. And they keep on talking about Mexicans. And it's more fucking immigrants here that are Puerto Rican, Chinese, Korean, all different Haitians, Jamaicans, some are immigrants of this country. And they're living amongst us. But we only attack the Mexicans. For some reason, I still will never know, because like I said, I do probably know, because the United States always didn't like the fact that Mexico fought back for their independence when the United States invaded Mexico and took Mexico from the Mexicans, and California and Texas from the Mexicans. So they fought for their independence, and they didn't like that. Like the Native Americans fought for their country back. They wanted their country back, so they fought the Americans. But the thing about it is that the Americans had more power because they had a military. So they started bringing in military from overseas, like the French, and many other soldiers over here to fight the Native Americans. Or they gave guns to the Native Americans and made them kill each other, like they did to Africans. They gave Africans drugs, guns, and many other things to kill themselves. Hey, since we can't kill all y'all, we're going to give y'all drugs, we're going to give y'all a couple of guns, y'all can kill each other. Or we're going to use the police too. Or we're going to make blacks cops so they can go after their own people. Normally that, we had whites chase y'all down during slavery, so we're going to use your black people to lock y'all the fuck up. It's easy. It's easy to do it that way. Or we're going to give these young kids guns, like semi-automatics, and we're going to let them walk around and shoot everybody. And we're going to blame their fathers not being in their lives or their mothers being single moms. That's how we're going to do it. We're not going to blame a white person having a single mom and a single dad. because they do too. But we're not gonna blame them why they shoot up schools. We're not gonna blame them why they go into fucking libraries or go into motherfucking businesses and shoot up businesses with semi-automatics and rifles and sawed-off shotguns, and how they do terrorism across the country. But we're not gonna talk about them. We're just gonna talk about black people. We're gonna talk about Mexicans. We're gonna bring our people into this and say, hey, our people are bad. Ever since they created Christianity, they always wanted to make it look like the people that created evil will actually change by creating a religion that will actually try to pretend like they changed. And it's crazy. Like that's what they do. They gave us guns, told us to kill each other. Give us drugs and tell us to use the drugs and sell the drugs to our people, and tell us we're going to make some money off of the drugs, because during the war, after the war of Vietnam, a lot of blacks didn't have no money, and they were starting to rob and steal. So what they do was, when the United States said, you know what, we're going to bring drugs into this country, give it to the blacks, let them sell it, then we're going to lock them the fuck up, and then we're going to take the drugs from them, we're going to put it back out in the street again, and make black people sell it again. Until white people started buying drugs from blacks, that's when they started locking up black people, because they didn't like the fact that white people were going to black neighborhoods and buying drugs. Because they thought that white people would stop using drugs by giving it to black people. But white people didn't stop using drugs. They didn't stop smoking weed. They didn't stop using coke. They didn't stop using crack. To this very day, white people are still using more drugs than any other culture. They show it on. They try to not show it on TV. They always try to show the black people doing drugs, or they show the black people being criminals and being cop killers and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, God damn, I'm watching videos all the fucking time. They be showing a lot of white people killing people. And these are Americans. These are Americans. These are not people overseas. These are people from America that they're showing. They're doing school shootings, doing hotel shootings. You know, killing nearly only 800 people at a concert, shooting up a club, you know, in Orlando, or shooting up all these schools, like these colleges and these elementary schools. The one that happened in Texas, for some reason, I still don't understand why that little young bull shot up that school in Texas, and he was American. Or the bull that drove his car through a motherfucking parade and hit a whole bunch of people, and the cops chased that motherfucker, caught up to him, and he said he didn't do it. Guess what? He was American. He was black, but he was American. And then you had another white guy that did the same motherfucking thing. A couple of months later, a white guy did it. But you know what they did to him? They never showed his face. But you know who it was, because they showed him making a phone call on his phone. He was calling somebody that he was going to hit all these people. He was mad about the world or something like that, or black people or something like that. And he drove into a crowd of people and started hitting them with a car. Or the time that Donald Trump was on during 2017 in the South, he had that guy drive the car straight down the street and hit all the people and killed the woman. American. Ku Klux Klan, American. White supremacists, American. Biggest terrorist group in the world, but they don't call them terrorists. Why? Because you can't call them terrorists, because America would never call anybody inside their own country terrorists. Because the Ku Klux Klan been terrorizing people for almost 200 years. And they're still doing it to this very day. But they're in suits. They're in suits now. They'll carry a cross. They carry the Bible. That's what they got. They don't carry crosses on their backs. They carry the Bible. And they want you to believe that they believe in God, which they don't. But they're in suits now. They walk around in nice little press suits. They're in the White House now. They're in politics. Those where all the Klan members are going. Everybody's like, where are all the Klans at? We don't see the people wearing the white hooded suits no more, because they're wearing tuxedos. They're walking around in they're driving around in nice cars, the Bentleys, the Mercedes, the Testarossas. They're wearing the Rolex watches, the Gucci watches. They're wearing the nice leather shoes or the alligator shoes. Those are the motherfuckers of the Klan. The one that's the leader of the Klan is the president of the fucking United States. So they don't need to put a cross in front of fucking your lawn anymore. They don't need to do that shit. All they have to do is just send ICE to your house, or they'll bring the FBI. They'll bring all these motherfucking groups that you've never seen before, or they'll have you killed. Because the truth is so disrespectful now. The truth is hated. Damn, I wish all this shit happened when I was young. I would have got a lot away with a lot of shit. I probably would never got in trouble for lying, because it would have been accepted. If I would have been lying back when I was a kid today, I would have been accepted. I would have had a lot of fucking friends. I would have had so many motherfuckers on my Instagram, and my and all my fucking TikTok, I would have been lying so much. I would have had so many friends or so many followers. But when you tell the truth, you get nobody watching your videos because the truth is something that they try to keep you from telling other people because they don't want you to have nobody following you and agreeing with you. So they'll tell a lie about you, or they'll get people to hate on you, or they'll get bots to watch you, or they'll get somebody to watch your video, keep your video, study your video, hoping that you're not this person that's out there doing shit, so they won't be able to go after you. Because that's what they do. They don't like the truth. The truth is like something poisonous now. It's poison to American people is the truth. That's why people gravitate towards the lie, because the lie is so acceptable. And people say they hate liars. Oh, I love God. God is the way. God is the truth. So why the fuck we down here listening to these motherfuckers lie every day? And why do we accept that Donald Trump lies every day? Oh, God is such gracious, grateful. He's so amazing. I follow him. I love him. He loves me. Whatever. I'm sick and tired of out here about God when people are actually following the devil. Like, it's crazy. And nobody's actually fucking out there, talking about this shit, And when you do, people will say some nasty ass shit to you, dog. I never thought I would hear people hate you because you don't like somebody they like. I understand it's a football team or a basketball team. If I don't like the Dallas Cowboys because I'm an Eagle fan, I understand that. That's pure hate for years. But I will always respect a person that likes his team if he's riding for his team. I wouldn't care you're a Dallas Cowboy fan because you ride with your team. But if you're just being on a bandwagon just because they won championships, that's what I don't respect. Now, when we go back to Donald Trump, there's some people that's riding Donald Trump because other motherfuckers are riding Donald Trump. And they don't know nothing about him, or they do, or they just pretend like nothing's wrong with him. And you know something's wrong with him because you've been watching him ever since he was young, when he was an entrepreneur, what he went through all the allegations that he went through when he wasn't president. And all that shit backfired on him. But I really think that was a sham too, because they knew that he was supposed to go to jail for 30 years, but they didn't put him in jail because they promised him the seat. And when you promise somebody something, they kept their word, and now he's in office. Because he was supposed to do 30 years. He was supposed to get locked up. He's a fucking criminal. And he's the president of the United States. And people like that. How can you like a man as a criminal? As a president of the United States? It's like you're hiring fucking Merlin Manson. Or Jeffrey Dahmer. Hey, we want to put him as president. Yeah, he killed a whole bunch of people. Who cares? Hey, he might kill a couple of people in office too. President chops up body parts. You found body parts in the president's Oval Office. Oh, don't worry about it. He's still a great president. He did pass that bill though for the rich. Jeffrey Dahmer is not going to be arrested or charged for anything because he's the president of the United States. We got a president that got elected as a criminal. It's like hiring putting Jeffrey Dahmer as president. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Jeffrey Dahmer killed a whole bunch of people, but Donald Trump did a lot of stupid shit that should put him in jail for a very, very long time. And honestly, he should put him in firing squad, but it didn't happen because he did do treason. And you know what treason does, right? It puts you in front of a firing squad, which he could have had done because he did treason too when he was the fucking president of the United States. But they don't talk about his treason that he did. So I'm off this thing. I can't do this anymore. And people ain't gonna listen to me anyway. People thinking I'm just blabbing it on, but everybody know I'm telling the truth. Everybody know that we gotta change because in a couple of days, everything's gonna change for America. And I'm hoping that this bill doesn't pass by the 4th. I hope the motherfuckers that are in that motherfucking office that's reading that bill will look at that bill and say, "Oh, we can't do this shit. No, we can't do this to the American people." If they do that, I will respect this government like a motherfucker. I will fucking give a government a high five, and I'll give them a fucking purple star. Because this bill can't pass, dog. It can't. It can't. It has to stop. This shit gotta stop. It has to. This shit, this racism, putting Confederate names back on military buildings that they just did. This is how racist this country. They put Confederate motherfucking names back on military buildings that had regular motherfucking people that died for this country. They took it all off. It was two black people and one. It was two black soldiers, and one and two white people, a female and a male, had their names stripped away off these buildings of these military places, and they put the motherfucking people that were against slavery back, their names back. They fought for that, dog. They petitioned that. How you put Confederates back? I'm done. I can't do this no more. You put Confederates back after you know the Confederates were against the United States, and not just against the United States, they were against slavery. You take the names that you already had from normal people that fought their lives and did things for the military for decades. You strip their names off the buildings and put Confederate names back on the buildings. And they want to put Confederate soldiers' trophies and plaques up and statues back up for the Confederates that actually fought against the United States, and not just fought against the United States, they actually were doing things against slavery. That's crazy. This way this country is, dog. This country's fucked up. Done. I can't do this no more. I'm done.